if you start to look in terms of what kind of threats you have out there, it's like you have different ways of slicing and dicing that particular landscape. It's like, I mean, one of the things that is definitely very interesting always to look at is like who are the threat actors, and not so much it's like is it ransomware gang A or ransomware gang B? It's like am I dealing with Loki or I'm dealing with Klopp? It's like I mean, honestly, as a victim, you really don't care, probably don't care too much. It's like who did this to you? It's like it's more interesting is like what happens afterwards. But I think it is interesting to see is like what kind of actors you have out there. You have on the one side it's like traditional nation state level actors, which basically have the access to the entire range of cyber operations, if you want to call it this. It's like they can really go all the way from nuisance attacks to complete compromise of your environment with potentially very destructive kind of capabilities. On the other end of the spectrum, you have script kiddies, and somewhere in the middle, it's like you have organized cybercrime, which is fairly capable in these days because the kind of tooling that is available or that used to be available to only very advanced threat actors is now very much commonplace, both through a fairly effective industrialization of the digital underground. It's like you now don't have like one gang that does X, Y, or Z and from beginning to the end. But instead, what you do have is essentially specialized kind of like groups that some provide access, some hack provide credentials, others set up ransomware as a service, et cetera, et cetera. So all these kind of like things really play together. It's like understanding that digital underground is not unimportant in order to get a better sense in terms of like how much you're exposed. Because at the end of the day, it's like you have to think about your own company and think about it's like what is the most likely impact on my company or what could happen to my company. It's like if you are a smaller player somewhere in some small and medium business segment, the likelihood of a nation state actor coming after you is not really that great. I mean, depending on what segment you're in, it's like it could be, but it's like in general terms, it's like you will not have it's like a specialized military units going after your data. It's like unless you're working in that particular kind of field. So it's like that obviously drives a little bit in terms of like what your expectation for threats to realize looks like. On the other hand, it's like everybody can expect to have some form of exposure to cybercrime. It's like if it can be monetized, it will be stolen. So a lot of things that you see here, such as ransomware, phishing, denial of service, various kind of like other attacks are definitely within the very likely range. It's like insider threats is like such a interesting kind of topic that you could spend probably a whole seminar about. It's like because you have to look at what are insiders. There's insiders that are doing things inadvertently. So it's like the dumb click on a link that you really didn't want to. That's basically an insider threat, although not a malicious one. There's some insiders that just think they know better. It's like I'm sometimes thinking about highly technical people who just feel that they know better than the dumb security people on the other end, and then suddenly are doing things that are not really very great. And on the extreme side, there's obviously the malicious insider that may be bribed, otherwise paid off, or act out of ideological or other reasons. But that is extreme, much less likely than the other ones. And again, it's like you have to make sure that you do understand your threat landscape from that perspective in order to prepare for this.